Let's talk about you reading porn. So you've taken up reading.
Wild Til 9! Are you ready?
Yep, let's go home.
Hi guys, welcome back to the pod. Welcome to Wild Til 9. Welcome to episode 101. Welcome to National Girlfriend Day, where I have yet to be wished a happy National Girlfriend Day.
Every day is National Girlfriend Day when I'm with you. Which is why I bought you flowers yesterday.
Oh, bitch! That was yesterday. That was yesterday.
Right.
Also, if that
Just
was that was just every day, I feel like the bouquet should be bigger today for National Girlfriend Day.
See, I don't look at the ways that I could, out of the ordinary, treat you special when I think about always on how special you are.
This sounds like a boyfriend who forgot that it was National Girlfriend Day.
To forget, I would have had to have known.
To be fair, I have seen more posts from girlfriends today telling their boyfriends that it's National Girlfriend Day than boyfriends saying Happy National Girlfriend Day to their girlfriend. And realistically, the boyfriends who have said that are probably pressured by their girlfriends who have been mad at them for not posting about National Girlfriend Day.
Our gift to each other was yesterday doing a big old number on the fucking garage.
Oh my God. And you know what? It brings me so much joy. Every time I open up the door to the garage, I just am over, like, you know, some people are excited about, you know, good weather or whatever it was today that made their day good. Today, it was the clean garage. And this is 28.
I think that there are very few things that couples can't overcome, you know, like with the other person. One of them, without question, is levels of disorganization.
Yes.
It's not levels of organization. It's levels of disorganization.
Yeah.
We are pretty good about doing it's always in threes. It's getting messy, messy, just been cleaned.
Spotless, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Literally,
Bam, bam,
Jeremy
bam.
said something the other day, and you were like, "Oh, I want the goal to just be nothing on the floor." And without context, I was like, "I'm sorry. Have you seen our bedroom? Have you seen either of our sides of the closet? Have you seen either of our sides of the bed? Because we both have this habit of like when we get into bed, we just immediately rip clothes off, and they then are directly next to the bed. And I want to be very clear, that was not sexual in any way, unfortunately. And so, anyways, in that moment where I thought that you wanted to not have clothing or anything on the ground ever for the rest of time in our relationship, I was like, why? We're breaking up. We're breaking up.
It. You know, it was a good run. Yeah. No, I think it's like essential. You have to be in the same level of mess.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. I think
100%.
someone can be cleaner than you as long as your threshold for what's not acceptable is the same.
Yes.
Yeah. And ours is pretty fucking close.
It's super close. No, we got really lucky because
but
I
if
feel
one
like
person was going to have a higher threshold, who would it be?
a higher threshold of what?
Filth.
Higher
Disorganization.
threshold.
Unkemptness. It's me. It's me. It's without question me.
Wait, so you're saying that you...
I need things slightly more organized than you.
Yes. Okay, yes, I agree with that. But I also think that your things get more unorganized. Like, I think that you are two extremes. I think your explosion or really, really clean. Because I think that I kind of struggle just like in the middle where things are like kind of like a little unorganized and like a little organized. Like I never really get to either end of the spectrum where I feel like you hit 0 or 100. But luckily, I think it all works out. And we luckily are on the same wavelength.
So far, and tune in next week to see if that's still the case. Stop, drop, roll, rate the pod.
Oh my God. Also, I just need to make the announcement that I do in fact have an appointment tomorrow at Pep Boys to get my brakes checked out because I have been pressured from many different routes, one of them being the Discord, others being people on Twitter, others being my parents. And so my dad actually they were here, what, like how many months ago? Anyways, my dad in his mind knew where the nearest Pep Boys was for me to get my car checked out and suggested that I go there. So this is not sponsored, Pep Boys, but it could be.
I don't know if we're necessarily the audience for Pep Boys.
Are you kidding me? We are you know how many girls there are that are probably ignoring sounds in their cars like me?
I think of women higher than that, but keep going.
Okay. I love that perspective for you.
No, yeah, everyone can use a trip to Pep Boys. Yeah.
I think, that's something. Everyone can use a trip to Pep Boys.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily false.
Yeah.
But even beyond, wow, there's one
it's a cute
everywhere.
website too.
I was going to say, is there one in every state?
Yeah.
Is it that
there is.
big?
Yeah.
It's pretty big.
I think there's one in
That's
like
who I use.
Pep Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea what it was. They've got a really cute logo.
Oh my God,
Well,
they're
I
great.
can't wait for you to get your car fixed. So
Yeah,
you
me
don't
too.
just fly upside of a
I
road.
also am. I think when I go tomorrow, I'm gonna ask what it would cost for them to buff out that one the scratch dent thingy
I
on
don't know
the
if Pep
bumper.
Boys is the place to do that.
You don't think?
No.
Why would they not do that? I think they do everything. But like, what if we bundle? If they can change my oil, fix my brakes, and buff the thing out of the thing.
Okay, well,
Well, because if I want to sell my car, right? If I want to get a new car and sell my car,
Yeah.
then I probably it probably costs me less to fix it than I would. You know what I mean? Like it probably if it cost me $1,000 to
I
fix
think
it
we wait till your dad's here
to fix
for
that.
that. Yeah, you're not getting your Tesla that fast.
He doesn't want to fix it.
I know, but I think he could probably help us understand what it would cost.
Oh,
Yeah.
I literally I was just having this conversation with someone the other day about how like
If anyone wants to buy a Range Rover with a little bit of character from Lauren, can you imagine if you were super famous, like super famous? Be like, I would love to own the car that Lauren
hits
drove
the house.
into the house and 900 other moving objects throughout her 5-year journey.
actually made a friend at the gym with them overhearing me tell my friend that story. They were dying. They were dying loud. I didn't realize that because most people have headphones in, and he was listening and he was cracking up, and we became friends.
The last 4.6 earthquake that happened right here.
Yeah, was brought to you by my 2017 Range Rover Evoque.
Yeah. It's been a good car.
It's been a great car. It's
Yeah.
been a great car.
Time for her to go.
It's yeah. I mean, yeah. There are so many things in a Tesla that I really, really want. I just haven't gotten around to getting a new car yet.
You just want
And,
the
like,
butt cheek coolers.
I want the butt cheek coolers, but I want pet mode. I want dog mode.
Okay.
And there's this mode that Maggie used when Moose farted in their Tesla. And it was like
biohazard
the
mode.
biohazard mode, right? Where you can,
Yes.
it like filters out the air. So if someone in your car farts or something, or someone's eating
You can
something
even
smelly.
you can say, hey, can you activate biohazard mode?
Yeah.
And it'll just go
and it sucks out all the stinky
toxins
out of the air.
Yeah. It sucks out our dogs.
But
Yeah.
liquid ass.
Which
no, gas ass.
Yeah. Okay. Welcome back.
So getting the brakes fixed tomorrow because everyone has peer pressured me, and so thank you all for doing that. We'll follow up tomorrow to see if I get taken advantage of at a car place because I am a woman and don't know anything about cars.
Yeah.
That was deep.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that shit still happens. I literally just had a conversation with someone the other day, and like their quote, they went to get a quote, they took their car to go do it, and it was like $1,000 more than when they had their brother go do it. That
Yeah.
shit is still real. It pisses me the fuck off. You know what? That's the one thing I do like about Tesla, where you don't have to go and like negotiate. Because like I literally I would wait for my dad to be here to go. Actually, I would bring you to negotiate.
You think that I know anything about cars?
No, but you could negotiate. You would negotiate on like buying a Q-tip. Like I don't know. You would.
I will say, Pep Boys is known for like, at least from
Being
my
fair.
experience, they'll just tack on these random things, and
Yeah.
you have to be prepared to be like, I don't think I need that. Like they'll
That's
look
what
at
I'm
your air
nervous about,
filter,
yes.
and be like, you need a new air filter when you really
Yeah,
don't.
but she probably needs a new air filter.
I probably do need your.
Okay, well. Or
But
like
no.
they'll look at one of your lights and be like, your light's like
Looking a little
almost
down,
out, but it's not.
Yeah, I
you
know. So that's what I'm nervous about because I don't have a dad DIY here to be like, no, fuck no. Not that dad DIY would say fuck no, but you know what I mean. You get
He
the gist
could.
of it.
He could get heated.
He could get heated.
He could get heated.
Yeah, my dad actually really swears.
Okay. So on to other topics that don't pertain to your brakes.
National Girlfriend Day.
Yep.
Do we have a planned date from the 100th episode? When?
Zero plans.
Oh my God, yeah. I actually forgot that we put a wager on that.
I didn't forget.
So wait, so what? We tied.
Yeah.
Right?
So now we both
So
owe
we
each
both
other
get to
dates.
plan. Hey, what are you gonna do for my birthday? And I want to be very clear that you're not package dealing this as a date and my birthday.
When I tell you without zero hesitation, not a moment's, that I have not put 1 second of thought, not 1 second, into what I'm getting you for your birthday, mostly because I have until you get back.
Okay.
And you're leaving.
You only have until the 16th.
I have.
That only gives you 5
There's
extra
a
days
lifetime on
past
that
my
scoreboard.
birthday.
There's a lifetime on that scoreboard.
Okay.
When have I not gotten you something fun for your birthday?
That's true.
When I start fucking that up,
Yeah.
then we
Okay.
can, yeah.
Okay.
When in doubt, and honestly, you should, and maybe other boyfriends fall trap to this as well. The longer I wait and the more I procrastinate, the more money I have to put into it.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you know this.
Yeah. And so I guess that's just on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
okay.
like, it's really in your best interest.
Right. But the only thing is that like availability, you can't just pay for availability.
That's not true.
Yeah. Well, in most cases, that's not true.
Yeah. I think I'll be able to find something.
Okay.
I mean, like I have ideas.
okay.
Yeah. Like, it's not like that difficult.
So on the topic of birthday, I have an upcoming birthday party, and I've been going back and forth on this, and I cannot.
Leo season.
Leo season, baby. It's Mia's birthday today.
I know.
Leo season, baby. Kelsey's birthday coming up soon as well.
Great.
Leo season.
Love it.
I've been going back and forth on this dilemma, and I can't decide where.
What's the hot topic?
Yeah, I can't decide where I fall, and I cannot wait to hear in the comments because I genuinely, I don't feel confident on either side of the dilemma.
I think if I know our audience at all, I know where they're going to end up, but I don't want to put that out in the atmosphere until I read them.
Okay.
And I will read them.
So if there's someone that you don't want at your birthday party
And you're not 6 years old.
So I'm turning 29 and there's someone that I just don't want to be at my birthday. Like, is the more mature thing to
Pause.
Just
Can we just take a moment to let that
what?
just no. I just want to sit in this for a moment.
Okay.
I think that when on your 6th, 9th, 14th, 19th, 24th birthday,
Yeah.
you would have thought at a certain point in time,
Yeah.
you know, I can't wait until I'm older when I just don't have to worry about this stuff anymore. I don't have to deal with this stuff anymore.
No. There's never been a point in time where I thought that.
Okay. Well, I personally, at every birthday that's gone by and now every birthday that goes by, I actively think about, I'm so glad that I'm not in 3rd grade and my mom doesn't make me invite like people I don't like to things that are mine because it's fair.
Okay. So see, this ties into the whole situation because I feel like when you grew up, it's like you have to invite everyone in the class because that's just fair. That's just how it goes. And
Not everybody. Like there was definitely a couple like like fucking
like that kid like tapes scissor blades to rulers and, you know, like has a history of like potentially stabbing.
You know, you wanted to say the horse girl.
I was actually talking about Leo from my grade 5 class that he like broke scissors in half and then taped it to the end of a ruler to like make a weapon.
Going to make a wonderful prison inmate one day.
I wonder whatever happened to that kid.
You know what happened to that kid.
Yeah.
You know what? He's probably got a fine job working in accounting and just keeps to himself.
Okay. Yeah.
And is his Reddit history a little sus?
A little weird.
But like, is he 4chan weird? No.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I love that for him. Now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. How we care for our minds affects how we experience life. So it's important to invest time and care into keeping them healthy. I think sometimes taking care of our mental health takes the back seat when life gets busy. I like to care for my mind by going on walks with Moose, listening to a podcast I enjoy, or just chilling on the couch watching a show. Our current show, What We Do in the Shadows.
There are plenty of ways to support a healthy brain, one of them using BetterHelp. BetterHelp is online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat-only therapy sessions, so you don't need to see anyone if you don't want to.
This is seriously one of my favorite features of BetterHelp. Being able to get the help you need virtually anywhere really makes a huge difference. I know for me personally, when my anxiety is really bad, leaving the house is the absolute last thing that I want to do. So being able to set up a phone session helps me take care of my mind right from the couch. Taking care of your mind is extremely important, Tillies. We want you to be living your best life, and talking to someone about what's preventing that is a great step.
Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/WT9. That's betterhelp.com/WT9.
Those big wireless providers forget that families come in all shapes and sizes. That's why Mint Mobile decided to shake up the wireless industry with their brand new modern family plan. Each line starts at $15 a month and you only need 2 lines to get started. No matter how big or small your family is, you deserve to save on your wireless service. Phone plans can be so expensive and we're all about saving the Tillies money, which is why we love Mint Mobile.
Mint Mobile gives you the best rate whether you're buying for one or for a family, and at Mint, families start at 2 lines. All plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Plus, Mint Mobile's modern family plan lets you mix and match data plans so everyone gets the amount of data that's right for them.
I think Moose has reached the age where he's allowed to have a cell phone now, and he needs a plan, so we should be on this family plan. He's been a very social pup recently, and I'm sure he'd love to stay in touch with all of his friends.
I can just see him exchanging his little number at the dog park.
Yeah, at school?
Yeah, like, hey, hi, hey, would you want to maybe talk later?
Why is he so snippy?
I just feel like he'd be kind of sniffy.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month.
To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month, including the Modern Family Plan, go to mintmobile.com/wild. That's mintmobile.com/wild. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/wild.
So like
Hey, Leo.
where I'm landing on this, or where I'm not landing on this actually, is I'm flip-flopping all over the place, like a flippity-floppity fish, is it more mature to just take the high road because like in the sense of friend politics or whatever that person should be invited. But like you're fucking 29. If you don't want that person at your birthday party, you shouldn't have to invite them to your birthday party. It's like how we say all the time, like I'm turning 29. If I don't want to eat tomatoes on my burger, I'm not going to eat tomatoes on my burger because I'm an adult and I can make my own decisions.
No, I have said that since I was 7, but yes.
Right.
Yeah, now at 30.
You actually mean that?
I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I still feel bad about it.
I sometimes still feel bad about it.
I'm like, oh no, take half the burger and keep that in the kitchen and give me 2 pieces of bread and a piece of meat.
And some cheese.
Anyway, back to birthdays. So this is a question. Where are you at currently? Well, are they invited?
No.
It's your party and you
Lauren.
can cry if you want to.
Right? I
the
agree.
famous saying.
Yeah, I
You
also
should be able to choose.
I think so too.
Well, no, I think you can choose.
Yeah, right?
I'm just shocked that's the answer.
No, that's what I'm going with.
Really?
That's what I'm going with.
Final answer?
I think it's also because it's at our home. And I think if it was a more like it feels almost a little bit more intimate because I have to invite them to my home.
Okay. That's fair.
And that makes me dislike the situation even more.
First off, I think you know what you need as far as reasoning for this thing?
None.
None.
Right?
Let's be clear.
None.
None.
Okay.
And I am with you. I am.
Here we go.
But I think, okay, I can't decide if actually this is mature or maniacal. Let's find out.
Okay.
The mature / maniacal. So the mature version of me says, keep the peace. If the unrest
Yeah.
is not worth,
Okay, but what
displacing-
are we defining? So my thought process here is that the unrest will just be some like possible awkward encounters in the future. Because like realistically, unrest is never going to be actual like drama.
I think it's too sticky.
Is it unrest for you or will it be unrest for your other people that are going to be there?
A little bit of both.
Here's the thing that I do know.
Actually, I would say less about the other people, the mutual friends.
Okay.
I personally think that there's no one you want closer to you than the people you don't like. I want to firsthand view into that.
But I just feel like that feels maniacal.
It is maniacal.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
maniacal.
I like you know what?
But you can easily
You know what?
shroud that in maturity and pretend like that's the reason.
You know what my deciding factor was is that if I went into the kitchen to like grab something for someone else and they happened to also be in the kitchen same time, would I feel super uncomfortable? Would that bring down the vibes and my energy of like my own birthday night? Like would that just like tamper everything going on?
Or would it create an opportunity for that relationship to be bonded?
Fuck that. Absolutely fuck that. No, Devin, change your face. Stop that.
You got a shot and a
Jeremy is
half.
really
You-
posing some
I
good
know,
You're
I
a
know.
shot and a half in. You're remembering
I just
the good
don't- I
times
just
that you're making. You're thinking back.
I just don't have the interest in doing that. I'm happy to be neutral, but if their presence is going to lower any of the atmosphere of the night, I don't want that person there.
Okay.
And that's where I've landed. Is that if I were to run into them in line for the bathroom
I
or
wish
in
you
the
had told me
kitchen,
this before I made some peace. Because last time we were in the same room with him,
yeah,
there was an option
yeah,
to move past
and
it.
we did make peace with him. We did.
No. I made an F. Okay, we kind of did.
Yeah, we did.
I feel like I went a little bit more on a limb here, and I just wanted a little bit more support from you because I would like to backtrack my peace with this individual.
No. But I think that we put in the groundwork when we made this piece recently as well too. I think we put in the work for it to be neutral because I think based on like how that person burned us in the past, I think that we were the bigger person in that scenario, made peace with them because like
Then just invite him.
no.
Okay.
No.
Cut him.
We made peace with them to be on neutral ground for future engagements that are in neutral territory,
Okay.
not in our home.
I don't disagree with everything you're saying.
And then he can sit on Instagram and watch the stories of us having fun and be like, shouldn't have been a fucking dick.
But what about the after party that individual's probably going to be at now?
That person can be like, damn, wish I was at the real party.
Damn, I wish I was at the pregame.
I wish I was at the
The
pregame.
amount of times I hear that. So I think that you're within every right,
Yes.
and I think you're doing the right thing.
I feel good
But-
about it.
I do think that there's an opportunity to build a bridge versus continue to be on the other side of one.
You know what? Maybe it's someone else's birthday. We can build that bridge.
That's fair.
Everything happens for a reason. I think it could be a good wake up call for him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
When, like you say, he sees it and is like, shit.
There's no wake up call being
Why?
had. There's
Why
what the
am I
fuck,
not there?
the catty feelings. Anyway, it's good. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
We'll keep everybody updated.
And then you had like it wasn't a birthday. It was like an event.
Which one?
Dinner situation.
Oh God, I'm struggling to decide whether or not I'm certainly not at fault here. No, I'm struggling
Never
to
is.
figure out whether or not I think it's, I guess, more rude as an adult or inconsiderate or short-sighted or anyway. So I go to these events all the time that are of just hodgepodge of just like a bunch of people, and the people that are hosting the event obviously want me or people that are like me to be at this event for a plethora of reasons. And I've noticed like this like weird habit, or I should say coincidence, the last like half dozen times where it seems like the people that are hosting said events are almost just pushing off their what's the best way to say this? Not biases, not interests, almost like their belief systems and
habits
their belief systems
or
and
interests.
and
Preferences.
but also like traditions we're gonna need to like follow right now, immediately when you walk through the door.
Yeah.
For a bunch of people that like I know personally, the people that I go with are all just like, what the fuck? What are we doing here?
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out whether or not it's more rude to put people in those situations, but welcome people in, or at the same time, expect people to know how to respond and react in situations where you know damn well when you invite them, they don't know what they're fucking getting into before they get there. What do we think?
Fuck. I mean, I think when it's an intimate setting, like
Intimate.
what?
Intimate.
Intimate setting. I think when it's an intimate setting, you as the guest are responsible to accept and follow in all of the traditions and preferences that are placed before you.
Okay.
But I think when you are hosting a large amount of people,
Yeah.
unless it's some kind of celebration around something very specific, like a holiday or a religious celebration where it's like very much understood, like what you're there for.
Right.
Like, I think as a host personally, like I only drink tequila and wine and seltzers for the most part, but like I make sure that there's beer and whiskey and vodka.
Let's
You know
be
what I
clear.
mean?
I make sure there's beer and whiskey and vodka and gin, but it's fine.
Right. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
One of us does.
when we host for an array of preferences. And obviously, like, we're using the example of like different alcohols here.
No, but like I want to go back to like the last one that drove me fucking insane was like the beginning of this thing, and then the entire theme throughout was how everyone here. And by the way, they were trying to sell a membership to this thing. We're above the idea of what alcohol is and does, and that they were just continuing to drive home the idea of just how bad alcohol is, and
Right.
anyone and like the society for making feel like we should partake in such and all this shit. I was just like over and over and over again. I was
Right.
like, yeah, I could drink. Yeah, this is actually annoying me. And I'm not even someone who's like, I'm a pro alcohol advocate here.
Yeah.
I'm just like annoyed that you keep telling me how usually bad society is for having that be part of our social environment.
Right.
I didn't see this on your little invite here when you wanted me to show up and then take my picture and sell that to like get more people in the fucking door.
Also, like,
and I'm annoyed.
Interesting approach when their interest is doing business with money. You know what I mean? Like
But I got to the problem. They were like, everyone feels like you have to drink when you go to these business things. And I'm like, you don't have to. You just also don't tell people that they
They
can't.
should be shunned if they do.
They won't be able to walk in the door with it. Yeah.
Because there was just zero alcohol there, right?
It wasn't. It was less about the zero alcohol. It was more about the ongoing.
It's actually almost worse if there was alcohol, but then the whole narrative that they wanted to like put forward.
That would have been fine. I would have walked right on over and I would have done a fucking
You would have thrived in that moment.
It was like, could someone lift my legs up above my head and hold my, like, I would have loved that. No, it was the constant ongoing narrative of just like how anyone who participates in that side, bad.
Right.
And I'm like, well, everyone I'm talking to right now, texting about this person, all thinks that I'm bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't decide.
I mean, I think it depends. It's situational.
Obviously.
It's situational. But I think, again, intimate settings and you are the guest, I think you have to respect whatever like the traditions are, whatever the preference are, whatever, you know what I mean, is being presented to you.
I've left early like a responsible adult and went and got a drink.
Right. Yeah, of course. As one does.
With my friends.
With your
who
friends.
also wanted a drink that were at the event.
Yeah, right. As you should be able to have without being shunned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you shunned? Were you shunned?
Yeah, I felt pretty
Not
bad.
shunned, shamed. You were shamed.
I was annoyed.
But I think like as a host, that's such an interesting approach.
Yeah. And the dude followed up at me today and was like, hey man, I really wanted to know what she thought about the event. I was like, don't text me. You forced me to put my phone number on the invite and I should have given you a fake one. And
You know, I hate that.
I'm annoyed too.
Yeah.
I gave him the burner. Yeah. It's all good. I gave him the burner.
Right. Yeah. So like who's the mature person?
The person that's mature is the one that brings it up on their podcast and talks shit later on without them in the room.
I agree.
Yeah.
There it is.
Next topic.
Do you have recurring dreams?
I used to.
And what was it? And why did they go away? And how do I make mine go away?
Well, I think we need to dive into your side first before we get into mine.
I mean, mine's just.
Why do you ask?
Well, because I had one the other night.
Well, okay. How often do you feel like you have recurring dreams?
Probably once every 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I dream more when I sleep not in bed.
Oh, definitely.
Why?
Actually, that's not true. I dream crazy shit every night. That's not true.
But why?
You know what, though? I've heard that, and Devin, can you look this up? If SSRIs and SNRIs are linked to vivid dreaming. I've been hearing this randomly on TikTok. And like I've had crazy ass dreams for as long as I can remember. But I've also been on antidepressants for over 10 years now.
I feel nothing.
Ooh, antidepressants?
Yeah, antidepressants.
Intensify dreams and increase
Hey.
how often people reported having nightmares.
Oh, I actually don't have nightmares that often, which is great. Not that I remember. Jeremy said that I was whimpering the other night, though. Before I
Yeah, you've been whimpering, like right when you go to sleep, like,
Do you smoke weed? No.
No.
you smoke weed, bro?
Sometimes I know that was very like, casual.
weed, bro?
Well, I know
a frat bro
it can
producer.
alter that. So I've heard
Oh, I could see that.
in a more positive way.
My mom,
Less
who is
nightmares.
definitely not on antidepressants, my dad always says that she whimpers and stuff before. So I don't know if that runs the movie. Anyways, I don't have nightmares very often. I remember ever. I had one weird worm one not too long ago. Remember I told you that one? It was.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, it was lizards. You kept smushing these giant lizards.
That sounds like something I would do. If they're
And-
giant lizards, I'm smushing them.
That's a nightmare.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. That was a nightmare. But
If that doesn't
before
classify as
that,
nightmares, then, like, we have very different
No, it was
definitions.
horrible. It was horrible. Actually, no, I had one too not too long ago where I told you about this one too. So I'm not kidding. In the first like 30 seconds when I wake up, I tell Jeremy, I start telling him my dreams and he immediately starts checking his email and not listening, which is always really nice. But
Lauren is a wonderful storyteller, and it's even better when she wakes up.
I dream crazy shit.
And
so,
you were really good at retelling it too.
so good. Well, also when you're talking about a dream too, it's like it's drifting away as you're speaking it out loud because you're like coming out of your sleep cycle. So the other nightmare that I had, and we don't need to Google this one because I think this
I
just
pretend it's going to be an all-time high for this. Keep going.
I feel like the listeners are on their toes right
No,
now.
this is great. Yeah. Well, we went on a bang on episode 100.
So in my 2017 busted up Range Rover Evoque, I was in the driver's seat and I was pulling into a gas station. Or it might have been parked. And I realized in my rearview mirror that there was a dude in the back seat and he like put a little knife to my neck.
Okay.
And he didn't have a seatbelt on. So And so in my mind, I was like, okay, if I accelerate really hard into this like pole, like to this telephone pole or like this gas station thingy, like one, if I smack into the gas thingy, will everything explode like it does in the movies? I feel like that's probably not true. So like I could accelerate really hard into that.
Could you
Or
pick another object?
right. So there was a telephone pole not too far away. So I was like, if I could just accelerate really fast, but my car doesn't accelerate like yours does. So I was like, do I think that I'll have the force to accelerate, hit the pole kind of on my side, but in the middle so that I don't die, but so that he flies to the windshield? Because if a knife is at my throat, he can, as long as he goes forward, I'll be okay. And so anyways, then I woke up.
I mean, I just have so many questions. Like, how far was the pole? Like, so the
pole was like,
if the knife's to your neck,
we
you're
didn't know
getting sliced.
We didn't know if we were parking or driving into it.
You know exactly this is so crazy. There was a gas station in the show Severance where that guy died. Remember the guy, what was main guy's name?
Was it the guy that got out?
The guy that got out,
yeah,
he died at a gas station, and it was randomly that gas station that I was at.
Okay, got it.
Scary.
From Severance.
And so what'd you do?
I don't know. I woke up. But my dream was all about weighing my different options about what I was going to do because Buddy had the knife to my throat.
See, my issue is like in my dreams, I'm woefully incompetent.
Welcome to my everyday life.
No, but like I would be in a situation, I'd be like, great. I know my plan of attack. And then I'd go to put my foot down and like, oh shit, I forgot. I only have ankles. Like that would happen.
Right.
Like I would like, oh, okay, God, I'll just do this. And it's like, oh no, I apparently put a bunch of like grease on the steering wheel and it doesn't turn anymore. Like everything just gets in my way. And I'm like, oh, I'll think out of this. Oh, I'll think, okay, nothing's working. Great.
I frequently also can't scream. I can't scream and I can't punch hard. Those are the two.
God.
Wait, can we Google those?
The no screaming sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I feel like I have the same issue.
Those are definitely things. Like
Can you imagine if you could scream and you could punch? I would be so single.
Oh, you'd be fucked. Yeah, you'd be absolutely fucked.
Single.
Wait, also my reoccurring dream is being this like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids sort of thing where I'm super small and I end up in a pinball machine and I see a timer go and then the pinball comes down and I'm like trying to run for my life, but it runs me over.
God.
And I've had that my whole life.
Have you ever died in one of your dreams?
Oh my God, no, I've never died.
My pinball machine one, I die and then I wake up.
You die every time?
No, not every time. Like sometimes I definitely like get out somehow or like find somehow to like hide.
God, that's
it's usually very
horrible.
rare that you actually like die.
Not too long ago, this was such a random question that I asked you.
I did have a segue to that, but it's okay.
I think it brings you to the brink of when you're about to die and then you wake up.
Yes.
Oh.
So can we go back to that for a moment?
Sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. So
are you going to Sagoo into something?
Well, there was a point.
Go ahead, Sagoo. Sagoo away.
I've only driven off the side of a cliff and made an impact once.
Oh, interesting.
But I did. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. And I like vividly remember, I remember at the time remembering what was actually going through my head.
Okay.
Right before I made impact. It was very sad. I didn't.
Feel free to not share that. I'm nearing my period and I don't think I want to know.
It was.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So what I was going to say is that there was a random question that I asked not too long ago about whether you dream in color.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your answer?
Not particularly.
Really?
I mean, I would assume so, but I don't.
You think so?
How do you?
I dream in like vivid color. But I'm wondering if this is, remember when that one thing went viral where it was like, when you picture an apple, what does your apple look like? And like a lot of people were like, oh, it's 2D and black and white. And like, oh, mine's like so vividly 3D in color, in detail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I feel like we're both like pretty visual creatives.
Yeah,
and so it's like, that's where, right. And Jeremy sees like a black and white outline of an apple.
The logo.
Right. And so I wonder if that's like, connected to dreaming as well too, like if people have more vivid visual dreams because like I'm just like a very visual thinker versus people like having like black and white cartoon flip book dreams.
I don't feel like I'm that creative of an individual, but I'm not an analytical individual either.
You don't think?
Analytical?
Yeah.
I don't think in terms of math. I think in terms of like how to get somewhere, but not necessarily from a math perspective.
I guess. But is analytical only down to a math perspective?
Analytical measure. You would need to be able to measure it. Otherwise, it would be qualitative.
I guess. A little qualitative and quantitative.
Right. What?
Yeah, I guess.
Unless I'm misunderstanding that.
Yeah, I guess.
I feel like we all have an imagination. I'm sure you have some sort of imagination too.
Yeah,
I feel like that plays into our dreams.
I'd like to think I'm wildly creative, but I want to be. But no, that's not something that I would necessarily. Yeah.
We just got invited to a 1-year-old's beach club birthday party.
Just
Oh, you got to go.
wonderful.
Bottle service and day beds.
Count me in. Yeah, attending.
Yeah, attending, obviously. That sounds fire. I want to be very clear that bottle service had like a baby bottle next to it, which is adorable.
Okay, maybe not attending. Okay.
Let's see. I want to see, why can't I scream in dreams?
It says right there.
I can't. My vision is so... Okay. The inability to scream as well as run or punch. Oh, I just lost Wi-Fi. Why? The inability to scream as well as run or punch someone in your dream appears because your brain areas that control motor neurons are switched off during sleep. Oh. Okay, well, that makes me feel better that the answer wasn't like, oh, you've got deep-seated trauma. You know what I mean? Like I always...
Not everything is that you have deep-seated trauma.
Well, I just feel like with dreams, like there's so much in your subconscious that it like gets dragged out when you're dreaming that I really thought that was going to be attached to something.
I think it's shocking just how little we know about like the brain and dreams in
It
general.
is crazy.
Right.
It
really
is
is crazy.
so crazy. You know that panic you feel when you drop your phone and it's caseless? It's an immediate pit in your stomach followed by a well, you don't want to protect it with some ugly, bulky plastic thing that's going to make the phone look terrible and feel terrible. I want something sleek and slim and truly protective, and that's why I love Casetify. I have an array of phone cases. My collection is very large, and honestly, majority of them are Casetify.
99.9%.
Yeah, Casetify stays on my phone.
They do. Put protection, sustainability, and style together, and that's Casetify. Casetify's Ultra Impact Crush cases are some of the most protective, unique cases on the market. Engineered with innovative shock absorption patented technology, Cheetah 2.0, these cases are drop-proof up to 9.8 feet. Every detail is fine-tuned for optimal 360-degree protection and ultra slim style.
I've actually tested this in videos where I've yeeted my phone down the stairs.
You've also tested this in real life and you just drop it all over the place.
Literally, even for a video though, I yeeted it down the stairs.
Yeah, without a video too. Without a video too.
Right, without a video too, just in regular life.
In fact, you like to do it and then you just like slowly look at your phone and go,
Oh.
did I do that?
Hey guys, I'm telling you, they have the cutest designs. I love browsing their site whenever I get bored of my current case.
But none of this matters if it doesn't protect your phone, and it does.
And it does.
Yes.
And that's the best part.
Yes.
Plus, Casetify's cases are super eco-friendly. Their crushed cases are made from 65% recycled and plant-based materials. They're actually made in part from old phone cases that have been shredded and repurposed, which is reflected in the unique speckled look of the protection bumper. Get one of the most protective, cool-looking, and environmentally friendly phone cases the internet has to offer. Go to Casetify.com and use our code 15WILD or use the link in the description box to get 15% off your Casetify order. That's 15% off with our code 15WILD at Casetify.com.
Let's talk about you reading porn.
What about my recurring dreams?
Okay. We've really sat on this for a second.
You definitely have to record them, like a voice memo of you describing them, or maybe dream journal, but that takes a lot. So at least I think you should do like a recording thing.
Oh my God, I know exactly what my recurring dreams are. It's that my teeth crumble out of my mouth.
Oh, okay.
It's horrible. It's like highly tied to anxiety, and either they crumble or one will become loose. And I'm like, oh well, obviously, like once a tooth is loose, you have to pull it.
Okay.
Are you looking at the teeth falling out thing?
I think it's anxiety. And then the other recurring dream that I have is not being able to find my car in a parking garage.
Are you sure that's a dream?
I feel like I've heard other friends mention that one.
Well, I dreamt about it last night.
And the parking lot just goes on and on.
Yeah, I'll Google the parking one.
Yeah, so that was the teeth falling out are associated with loss and important life changes. The dream can indicate that you're dealing with some kind of loss, like an abrupt end to a relationship or job change. That has not happened to you in quite some time.
I'm kind of the same job for the last 11 years.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really have any like one specific. I used to have recurring dreams like all the time when I was a kid.
And what was it?
They were all very like mom related.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah.
See, you do dream about trauma.
And then I turned 8.
Okay, so dreaming about losing your car in parking lot means fairness, harmony, and cooperation. You're looking at life from a new perspective and accessing your highest potential. What the fuck? You're taking responsibility for what you do. Your dream stands for femininity and your sense of emotions. What? This is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. This cannot be right.
Is that a horoscope?
Dreaming about losing car in parking garage is metaphor for your character, strength, and resolve. You're feeling overwhelmed with panic and uneasiness. Okay, that sounds more.
Yeah, now we're getting there.
Yeah, there we go. The dream is a portent. Is that a word? Portent? Portent?
Sure.
This sense is for you competency, integrity, strengths, and weaknesses. This cannot be a real website.
Portent's not a word.
Yeah, there's no right. There's
In
no
French
way.
it is. Well, portant.
Portant. Yeah. So I think your brain is firing at all cylinders, and then you're taking control and accountability for all your actions.
I was so stressed about not being able to
Honestly,
find my
there's
car.
nothing better than hearing about 1,000 people's interpretations of your dreams.
Yeah.
So get to it, Tellys.
Let me know in the comments if you want to interpret my dreams.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot more as dreams than we realize. We just don't get it yet.
Sometimes I literally wake up and I'm like, I could sell this as a script. Like this is for the screenwriters who are having blocked brains on what to write about. It's like I just wrote the outline of an action movie.
It's great.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of been done before, but yeah.
Of what?
Someone having the knife in the back of the van.
Oh yeah, no, not that one. So
Got
some
it.
of the other ones. Yeah.
Your teeth falling out?
What?
Your teeth falling out?
No. I dream like I probably dream 3
Blockbusters a week?
intensely vivid blockbusters a night.
A night?
Yeah, you dream like 7 dreams a night.
That's stressful.
Yeah, you dream a lot.
I know very little about my dreams.
Oh my God, I remember so much of it. Sometimes I wish I didn't.
Okay.
And we can thank my antidepressants for that.
I'm just imagining Lauren's like in an ice cream world, like jumping around.
Oh no, it's very stressful in my mind. I wish that my dreams looked like that.
So you've taken up reading.
By taking up reading, I mean that I ordered a Kindle.
You ordered a Kindle? Yeah. That's huge.
Thank you so much.
Why Kindle? You're like, I want to think about all the tablets I could order or the ones that I already own. And I'm going to order the one that makes me feel closest to being
A reader.
96.
Yeah. I ordered a Kindle because I feel like my iPad is too big to read on.
Okay.
And so I wanted something smaller.
Okay. Because your eyesight's so good.
Up close, it's great.
Is it good?
Up close?
I feel like I just put you in the blind category.
Yeah, but you're usually blind on one side or the other.
Okay.
Unless you're old, because then you can be blind on both sides. But
I got you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm nearsighted. So that
Let's
means
go back
I
to the
can.
important things.
Yeah.
Kindle.
Ordered a Kindle. Very excited. It's coming tomorrow.
Okay. How much does a Kindle cost?
$100.
That's pretty great.
Black and white?
Black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Do they make color ones these days?
These days,
It's a book.
Or has it always been in black and white?
it's always in black and white.
Not important. Okay, so
I have
you got
no
a
idea.
Kindle. So
Ordered a Kindle. Okay, so because
take us 2 steps back here.
I'm going to the cottage and I'm going to Canada and I'm going to attempt to just do a carry-on suitcase. And so I'm trying to lighten my load as much as possible. So I'm ordering a keyboard for my iPad so I don't bring my MacBook because my MacBook weighs about 10 pounds. It's basically like
It's a Dell.
a prehistoric Dell. It literally is like dinosaur 10 pounds of weight. And so to not bring the computer, which I don't think I'll really need, is a massive weight.
Lift it off your carry-on.
Everything. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you came to me earlier this week and expressed a problem. You expressed, and
Which one? I feel like I come.
And I want to see if I can. I don't want to paraphrase. I want to try and get this as exact as possible. But I believe the quote was,
I can't wait to hear this.
"I've been trying to read, and I do read, and I just don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it." As if to say, reading anything does not derive any form of knowledge for me whatsoever. And I would love for you to correct me wherever I went
Damn.
awry.
Lauren.
So you've
Okay.
soaked up all the knowledge there is to
Okay.
soak. Your sponge is full.
No.
Your glass is full. That brain is as folded as it can get.
Big brain, so many folds.
No, listen, okay. So, okay, real quick. What have you, let me just dissect this quick. What have you tried to read?
No, we need to back up 10 steps here because you've paraphrased this all wrong.
I don't think I'm that far off.
So all of like the lifestyle influencer girlies right now are in their reading era. Literally, Remy the other day was like, I'm in my reading era, and she, I think, also got a Kindle. So Colleen Hoover.
I can't wait to see you guys just sitting around
Reading.
just reading Kindles.
Remy had a knitting stage. She went through a knitting era.
I see that for Remy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remy also has his products in Williams Sonoma.
Yeah, she does. Yes, she does.
Shout out Wild Til 9 / Remy Cruz at
For your
Williams
own
Sonoma.
Remy Cruz
I'm not sure
spatula.
what it is, but head over to Remy's and buy that for sure.
But everyone is obsessed with this author, Colleen Hoover. And I'm sure, she's been wildly successful forever and ever and ever. And people who are, into reading probably have read all her shit. She's got a ton of books. But like now,
It ends with us.
for whatever reason, it's been like blowing up with like influencers, like regular lifestyle girlies are. I've never heard more about Colleen Hoover.
Did that say she was born in Sulphur Springs?
Oh, that stuff.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, at what point in time do you just do a rebrand,
Sulphur
Texas?
Springs, Texas. Yeah, that's not great.
Okay, so
Like,
she does young adult fiction.
Did you see Matt King's post about Colleen Hoover?
No.
Matt King was talking about Colleen Hoover, and she actually responded, and it was anyway. People are obsessed with Colleen Hoover, and so I posted being like, okay, I'm gonna read one of these fucking books. Like, which one do I start with? Because there's so many.
Oh,
and,
I've seen these covers littered around our
Oh,
home.
November 9th. I feel like I've seen here.
okay, and so everyone recommended either Verity or Reminders of Him, or there's It Ends With Us and Starts With Us. Oh God, see, there's so many.
Oh, okay. Let's get into this one.
Okay. So anyways,
Let's crack this banana.
all the lifestyle girlies are in their reading era right now. And I used to be such a huge reader. Like I used to crush books. I read so many books.
I used to crush books.
I did. I'm a really fast reader, and I still am, which is great. And I feel like I built that on reading like young adult romance, dumb fiction books. or
Fault in
whatever.
Our Stars, Twilight.
Yes. All of those, crushed all of them. The whole Hunger Games series, all like the young adult romance ones. Like I loved them.
Once again, I'm completely confident. I have not finished a nonfiction. Sorry, I have not finished a fiction book since the final Harry Potter. I almost guarantee it.
And so here's my like what I'm having trouble with is that I want to be a reading girly. I want to be in my reading era. I really do, because I feel like it's healthy to get off TikTok for a little bit and go look at my also electronic device, Kindle.
But I find my corny as another device.
And another device, right? Exactly. And I feel like it's probably good to just disconnect from reality for a little bit and go read your little fiction book or whatever. It ends with us, starts with us, whatever. I think it's my attention span. I think my attention span is broken. And I don't know if maybe I'm just like not getting sucked into the right books in terms of the storyline, because like Remy again also like isn't much of a reader, and she crushed one of these Colleen Hoover books in like a day, and she was like,
it can't take longer than a day.
I'm sure it doesn't. And so maybe I'm just not reading the right books where I get so sucked in and I get so lost in the story. And like I don't know if it's maybe because like I always have a massive to-do list of other things to do, but like so does fucking everyone. I just can't bring my attention span to stay in these fiction books.
Okay. Might I approach the bench?
One more thing. There are a few nonfiction books that I think I feel, this is the other piece to it, is that I feel wildly productive when I'm reading a nonfiction book. Like Atomic Habits was one of the books that I read this year that was incredible, and I'd recommend it to anyone. And I feel like I took so much away from that. But I guess I'm not feeling like I'm taking anything away from reading the fiction books. And I'm sure like that's like the good part about it, is that it like takes you away from something and you're not like focusing on being productive. And maybe that's just like the way that I'm wired, where like I feel like I need to be doing something productive at all times. Because like even though you make fun of me a lot for TikTok, on TikTok I still feel like I'm so sorry that I'm still going. TikTok does make me feel like in a way productive, because it's doing like field research of like shit that I should be making, content. Like sometimes you learn random things. I don't know. I just want to be in my reading girly era.
We're going to see Lauren in like a Barnes & Noble's in a corner. Someone's going to be like, my favorite influencers here at Barnes & Noble's.
Being a reading girly. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I just wanted to present my whole case, you know?
Yes, it's been presented.
Yeah.
I think it's a couple things.
Okay.
One, you're out of the habit.
Totally. Absolutely.
Especially because it seems and sounds, and without question, you have an interest in getting something out of these.
Yeah.
But you seem like you're out of the habit. And I think habit is half the battle, if not more. But two, I think you do have so many other options now that you did not have before that all compete for.
Oh, that's true. When I was in versus when I was in high school.
Yeah. I don't know if you know this, but Reid Hoffman, who's the CEO of Netflix, said years and years and years and years ago that the biggest competitor to Netflix was Fortnite.
Oh.
The reason he said that was because
Yeah.
not because they're directly competitive. You're either going to watch House of Cards or go play any game really.
Yeah.
But it's like anybody who spends 6 hours doing something, another form of media to entertain themselves, is the biggest competitor to someone just watching whatever the fuck comes on your television.
Right.
And so I say that in the sense that I just think that there's a lot more competition for that time of
Yeah.
your day.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And if there's a lot more stimulating option in one of those that you feel like you get more immediate out of, you probably will lean towards that one.
TikTok. So what you're saying is that I should just keep watching TikTok is what I'm hearing.
It's not what I'm saying. No.
But I just feel like I get more value.
Then fucking watch TikTok.
I just feel like everyone's in their reading era, and I'm like, am I missing out on something?
Why are we chasing everybody?
What?
Is there like a popularity contest we're trying to like read up on real quick?
No.
Is there like a vote?
I just feel like I have FOMO of like all. So anyway, so I actually think that it literally got delivered while we recorded the podcast. I got my Amazon notification that one of these Colleen Hoover books did show up. The other thing too is that I get really sleepy. I'm already a nappy human. Like
You are a nappy human.
I'm real nappy. I can fall asleep at the snap of fingers, and reading makes me really sleepy.
I watched a thing on Instagram, not TikTok, the other day of like this grandma falling asleep over and over again reading to their grandchild, and I was like,
Yeah.
that for sure will be Lauren.
Oh my God. Sometimes like I'll start feeling sleepy, and I'm reading but not actually taking things in, and I have to start all over again. And so like I've just got a lot of hurdles here between me and a Colleen Hoover book, and I'm just trying to be on book talk.
I think that you need a special like reason to have something finished to then like be able to talk about it or something. I think I think you have to have like set very specific boundaries.
So you think I should be in a book club?
Book club group on Discord.
Oof.
Such a much word.
That seems like
Now I'm stressed though about having to meet deadlines though with having to finish a book for a book club.
I think you should get a part-time job doing something that's not influencer related, and it'll just get you back on track.
Now I'm stressed about.
You should go read to children.
I want to read to dogs,
That is not as helpful.
but I want to read to shelter dogs.
Okay,
That would be nice.
read to fucking shelter dogs. I support you. I think it's great.
Do you think the shelter dogs would want to read Colleen Hoover with me?
I think that they'd just be thrilled to be in your presence.
I think that the children probably are not mature enough for some of the Colleen
Is
Hoover.
it smut?
I'm not sure if it's smut. I think a few of them are smutty.
It's a big thing now.
People love smut.
People love smut.
People love smut. I also kind of feel a little uncomfortable reading smutty things like when you're in the presence of other people.
Oh, I think that'd be fun.
I think it's a little
I think it'd
weird.
be actually way more fun.
Maybe. But that's why I think having a Kindle is nice too, because then you're not like holding
Not to mention.
smutty.
Can you imagine if you were in a waiting room somewhere and you're reading a little smut. Okay,
smutty smut.
Little smut. Nothing bad, but
Yeah.
like, listen. Do you want your father listening and like, reading with you? Certainly not.
Yeah.
And you look over to the corner and you see another lifestyle girly in her reading stage,
Her book era, babe.
and you notice that she also has a Colleen Hoover little smut. And you both go, you get it. It's a connection.
Right.
You both are smutting
We're smutting.
in public.
We're smutting. You smutted with me. I still actually haven't finished that book that we read together in the pool in Mexico
And we immediately had
last fall.
sex.
Yeah. Smutty.
Smutty.
But I don't like I think I just like I haven't.
It was so to the point that the plot line had less arc to it than the average Pornhub intro.
Okay, well you jumped in halfway through.
All I'm saying is like I was like
There was more. There was half a book of storyline up until the point that you started reading it.
okay, well the half a book of storyline, which I'm pretty sure was like chapter 1 or 2.
No, but we were halfway through.
Point is, it got right to sex.
I'm gonna finish that book.
What is this? 50 Shades of Grey?
No. It was, but no, you would not believe. And so now that I've started like interacting with these book talks, now I'm on Book Talk and it's like the list of like 20 top smutty books. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Lauren, I think you should just put a challenge to yourself to get through one or two and put something that you really want on the other side of it and don't allow yourself to have that until you get done with it and see how it goes.
I'm going to finish this Colleen Hoover book by next podcast.
I hope that you're right.
We have a guest next week though, so maybe not.
I have faith in you, regardless.
I think you can do it.
I think you can do it too.
Thank you guys for supporting me in my Book Talk era, my reading girly era. Thank you so much.
Speaking of supporting you, I'd like to buy you a drink.
Yeah.
That's what T-Pain said to me.
What'd you think about that?
Yeah, that's what T-Pain said to me.
That's what T-Pain said to you, Swoop.
I think it's funny because I think oftentimes we struggle with things in Jeremy's job not being able to be talked about
Yes.
on the podcast, despite some of them being more cool than others.
Yeah.
And like some things like, I wish I could talk about this. And this one was so actually public that I was able to talk about it, which was, I talked to T-Pain this week.
I haven't watched the interview yet, but I'm so excited to.
We could probably put a little snippet in here.
Wow.
There. Take a moment.
Oh, shit.
There he is.
What's poppin'?
Let's dive in to Can I Mix You a Drink?
It was first supposed to be a cookbook, and then I immediately realized I don't know how to cook. It was just, trying to find some interest of mine, and we landed on a drink book.
What can they get out of this offering that's a little bit different and new from somebody who's been a fan for a while?
You got a chance to win a Lamborghini. That's right. People always say they want to meet me because they feel like they already know me. Now we got a bigger connection because we both be Lamborghini owners.
Yep.
So,
there you go. There you go.
And not to mention the trip, you get all expenses paid trip to LA, New York. You grab these packs, you open it up, and man, all expenses paid trip and a Lambo.
There. Point is, so T-Pain is a client at work or whatever, and there was like this little promotional thing, and two things. One, actually wasn't my job, but one, I'm one of the only native English speaking person in my department. So
Right.
I'm like the, you go do it. And then two, time zones. I think it was like the only and last resort to this one, which is why it got handed to me.
Got it.
I'd love to make it seem
I
like
was actually kind of wondering how you got chosen for this.
Right, 'cause
Not
it's
that
the-
you're not like a great host or whatever, but
Thanks,
I was like,
babe.
this feels like a.
it wasn't my job. Like
Yeah.
I was not. Well, it's like one of my direct reports. So it's like
Right.
she was in the middle of the night. So it was interesting because I feel like hip hop legendary like artists from our early 2000s. We listened to music that they were like singing on.
Yeah.
And if it was on the radio, hundreds of thousands of times. I've listened to Buy You a Drink
Yeah.
and other T-Pain music thousands of times. Not like whether I like put it on myself or like not, it's on. So it's really weird to like connect with these people in like a way that I feel like is a lot more common to today. It's like, oh, everyone's on the internet. It was just very odd and weird.
Yeah.
And my DMs were filled with Tillies going, what in the fuck are you doing talking to T-Pain?
It was one of the most random things I've ever seen in my entire life, I think.
It was up there.
Yeah.
There are more random things, but that was one of the more things that like I feel like I got to share with the world.
And honestly, like I know that you've done a lot of like high dollar figure deals or whatever at work. And those are cool. They are. And lots of like fun execs, that are worth billions of dollars. This is cooler than all of those things.
I don't know if it's cooler than all of them.
It's
but
cooler than all of those
it's
things.
definitely one of the most unique. I would love to make it happen.
I just feel like T-Pain is like a legend of our time.
And also seems to be, and by our time, he's like 5 years older than me.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he was like making,
And is now a gamer and has a podcast.
I love that for
I
him.
would bring T-Pain on a second.
I don't even know if I could function.
It seems like he...
Were you fangirling a little bit?
No, but only because like I had shit to do.
Right.
And also I had a 15-minute window to work with.
Was this Instagram Live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very difficult to work.
Yeah, instant ants, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It would be, I would, literally any other platform would be easier because you can't really use anything
Oh.
besides like the mobile thing.
Did you see that Instagram stories rolled out something called Duel? And it is just a direct ripoff of Be Real.
No, but that doesn't surprise me. And it seems like the Kardashians have stopped Instagram from becoming TikTok officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Kylie Jenner posting that really did move
She's
the
like,
needle.
we don't.
Wait, what do you mean she's gonna leave Instagram?
Well, she posted like, what was the thing going around? Keep Instagram or something?
Yeah,
It was
something like that.
Stupid.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like reposted something from Kim. But like, the point is, it's very obvious that everything was just going to go to like to videos always.
Yeah.
And I mean, if I thought I posted little now, I'm never posting again.
You know what? I wanna give a hot take though. And this is going to be an unpopular opinion.
Ooh.
But because as a content creator, and this is not going to be a wildly relatable opinion, but like as a content creator, like I have to make vertical videos for YouTube Shorts and for Reels and for TikTok, and for a lot of times you can like I can repost the same vertical content across
Repurpose?
all those platforms. So like realistically, like if I'm making content for TikTok, I can just put that on Reels. And like influencers now, when they post photos, are doing like these photo dumps, and they're like these. And this is like the most ironic part of it is that like before influencers used to have to do all these like fancy photo shoots and outfits and styling, and they had to be like these really well taken like photo shoot pictures of like DSLR quality.
And now the blurrier is the better.
And now it's like these artfully curated aesthetic
Shit
photo
posts.
dumps. Yeah, these shit posts. But like even more thought has to fucking go into these shit post photo dumps that are like people I see influencers be so specific about the things that they, put up casually as their photo dump, and it ends up being the complete opposite of like what they're trying to achieve.
Emulate.
Like so much effort. It literally would be easier for me to do like a dumb photo shoot, hire a stylist, take photos in 10 different outfits than for like me to go through the process of trying to curate these stupid photo dumps that are so carefully put together. And this is not everyone. This is definitely not everyone. Like people like Emma Chamberlain, this has been their brand for her entire career. And like she's just has a natural eye. But like people try to emulate what Emma Chamberlain does. And there's like a few influencers who do it so specifically. And I can feel the effort just dripping off of it of what they're trying to achieve. Anyways, it's just as stressful in a different kind of way on the influencer side of things. And I don't mind just posting videos that I'm already making on TikTok over to Instagram.
What wouldn't be stressful to post?
Moose pics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else?
It's not stressful to post my videos that I'm already making.
Okay.
It's really not.
That's good.
So anyway, that's my hot take.
I'm with it. No, I do think that there's like quite a bit of strategy that goes into looking like you don't have a strategy.
Oh my God. The effort of no effort is insane.
Also, the social guy that we have at like my work, Oscar, shout out Oscar, is the quintessential, like I look to him to tell me whether something's cool or not. Mm-hmm. And he's very good at just finding ways to say things that would otherwise be diet vanilla boring and making them like, of all things, the way that he like positioned that T-Pain thing, Cheesecake Factory got in there live and was just like talking back and forth with Oscar. Why? I don't know. But that's because he just did what he does.
Right.
And that's what 21st century brands do now.
Yeah, 100%.
Cheesecake Factory decides at 2:00 in the afternoon, let's start shit posting with a crypto company.
Oh my God. Duolingo owns TikTok.
Duolingo? Really?
Yeah. Owns TikTok. They are the top corporate brand account on TikTok. They absolutely crush.
I'm always shocked at how well content that I'm like interested in like my nerdiest level performs on TikTok. We're talking about like some of the most niche, weird, specific, you'd like, what in the fuck? There are 300,000 people who have watched this that are not me that found this interesting. Wild.
Boom. There's a community for everyone.
There's a community for everybody, without question.
You know what's on my my algorithm this week? This should be a segment.
B-talk.
This should be a segment of of the pod. So what's on my TikTok algorithm this week? One, smutty book talk.
Okay.
Is a big thing. Smutty book talk.
I do think, I'm sorry, I'm tangent.
Go ahead.
I think that there needs to be a lot more options for adult content targeted not at dudes.
I mean, we've worked with a few of them.
I know, but I think there should be more.
Like smutty audio.
I just think that there's a level of euphoria that can be reached.
Wow.
But it needs to be targeted at people who don't just like the same fucking thing.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
That's my small little rampage.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your WikiFeed score look like? That was just one big long. That was a big like WikiPedia setup.
I see.
WikiPedia setup.
WikiPedia setup.
It's adorable. Ooh, there should be WikiFeet for dogs. WikiPedia.
Oh, So we call moose's paws
Pete's.
because it's a feet and a paw.
Yeah.
It makes a peat.
Pete.
And
Yeah.
so it's a peat.
Yeah.
So also on my talk is Halloween talk.
Okay.
It's coming up.
What kind of
I sometimes actually have, this is another recurring dream, is that I'm stressed about what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
okay. So what are you planning to be for Halloween?
I don't know. But I did start a saved collection of different Halloween talks.
What type of Sluty are you gonna be?
I don't know. I love Halloween. It's so fun.
How naked are you gonna be?
It's up as naked as possible. Literally as naked as
I
possible.
love that. That's great.
I think that I have just like PTSD from how many Halloween costume videos I used to have to make and were expected of me in past DIY
I expect
days.
0.
Oh
from
my
you.
God. I was expected of at least 12 to 20 every single year, and it was exhausting.
Listen, if you do 2, that'd be great.
And yeah. Oh, actually, you know, I only have one saved. Well, shit.
What gonna be?
Do y'all coordinate ever?
Do
Literally,
y'all.
Jeremy always says the best part of dating me. Actually, you know what? Every boyfriend has always said this. Is the best part of dating me is that I just give you a Halloween costume.
Way to take a compliment and then make it less cool.
I think it's
The best part about dating me, well, everybody says this. Yeah, the whole town, the whole community. Oh, fuck, half of Canada. Anyway, yeah,
It's are you kidding me? That's a good feature that I come with as a girlfriend.
it's one of the many.
Yeah.
One of the many that I think about every single day because it is always.
That you
Girlfriend's
never
Day.
have to think about your Halloween costume.
I get it.
What were we last year? Did we do anything for Halloween? Oh, we were fucking Squid Games, but yours didn't come in time, so I made you that shirt.
Yeah,
Remember that had the Squid Games on it and said my costume didn't come in time.
that's what we call a. It was almost as if like I didn't have Lord DIY for a girlfriend.
Ugh, I was so bad. And then 3 different Squid Game costumes showed up in like
Yeah, if anyone needs any
mid-November.
Squid Game costumes, we probably threw them out. But still,
I donated them, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Oh, okay.
so anyway,
You know what, Latvia? On that note, we appreciate you tuning in for a very special Girlfriend Day edition of Wild Till 9. Now that you've dropped, rolled, rated on Spotify and Apple, trying to get them Spotify ratings up. For all 19 people that are still here, I appreciate you. You are the real ones. Please tell Lauren just how sane and normal all her dreams are in the comments below. And get very ready for a guest next week.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
See you next week. Bye. y'all.